hello. This is Sensor Game being here with a new stream. And this stream I'll be going over the event month for this month in Red Dead Online. But yeah, starting off, one of the couple main highlights I think this time around will be on the 2 times money and XP trader sales. Trader sales are definitely pretty. Actually, I made my title the Moonshine sales. I think between the trader and Moonshine sales, I think Moonshine is probably the better one, I would say. Given that one, you need to have like the ingredients that you can just buy for like the catalog and stuff. Rather than having to do all kinds of hunting, that's a lot more time consuming, I would say, for the trader. So I think the main highlight would definitely actually go to the Moonshiner sales. I actually forgot that I did Moonshiner and not trader first. Title there, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'll be the best of it. And then, yeah, I'll be going over the benefits section here as well as I usually do. But, yeah. 2 times money and XP on trader and Moonshiner sales will be definitely the main stuff here. That will go until January 30th, so pretty much the entire month is expected. And yeah, it's definitely one of the weaker months in terms of the Skelding's contract DLC, if you can even call it much of a DLC, even given a huge neglection of Red Dead Online. Which, funnily enough, I would say started at like latest in January. I think that was when they like first did the like Marigold Arms, and from there like things got very crazy in terms of like month-long events and everything. Like there might have been month-long events before that, but yeah, I think like definitely as of this month, it's gonna be like a year of the hugest neglection of the game. And they only like confirmed the neglection themselves in like July or something it took. But yeah. Like I said, I think the main advantage of Moonshiner over Trader, which I think is definitely a better one, is just buying the ingredients over the like catalog, over having to go for all the different like materials and stuff for like hunting, which is definitely a much longer process. Like yes, there's solitary animals, that was some naturalist that helps with the trader role even more than what was initially available. Back from like the Frontier Pursuits DLC, but I don't necessarily think it helps with it all that much more. The trader, I know you can definitely make like good money for that one. If I remember the double money, it might be like $600 on like trader and stuff. Unless that's not like regular money, you can make like upwards of 600, which in that case would be like early $1,000 and stuff. Moonshine, maybe the profits aren't that great on Moonshine, but like I said, it's just a lot more efficient on Moonshine anyways. That's all I really super care to say much there. And next will be 3 times money and XP, and on the collector and the naturalist free roam events. We have free roam events. Those are like those purple like notification things that you'll get every once in a while. Like all those different free mode events. And yeah, being free roam events, the game gives those to you. You don't like actually find them around the map. The game just randomly like gives them to you and whatnot. As far as I know, certain collector maps do actually like manage to predict like exactly what like free mode events will be happening at like what times and stuff like that. So if you use like a collector map or something, there's a good chance it will be able to tell you about like the free mode events. I know at least certain ones do. Like if you look up some sort of collector map on your like preferred search engine, like Google or something. So that can be a way to predict when that kind of stuff happens. But yeah. The new Newswire, I think, mentions some like ones you can get and whatnot, so I think I'll go over to Newswire, mention like what kinds there are to look out for. But again, I recommend keeping an eye on some sort of collector map so that you can know exactly when that happens. Sounds like that'll be Condor Egg and Salvage for the collector. But yeah, Condor Egg, I feel was not necessarily a very great free roam event. It's only good for like one person, really, I would say, because there's only one Condor Egg, and that's like a very valuable collectible. And if you manage to get that, I think it's like around $1,000 or something, if I recall correctly, on the Condor Egg. But yeah, it's going to be very competitive since there's only one, and then there's typically a lot of players on those, I'm pretty sure, especially if there's going to be a money opportunity on it and stuff. It's not bad, not some of the free times though. I'm very certain on it. Like all the other like free roam events, you have like a standard payout. But you have your like standard like payout that's gonna be like somewhere between like $10 and like $99 or something, like a 2-digit like number. I assume that's what free times on Condor Egg. They're not gonna give you like $3,000 on a Condor Egg. They're definitely not gonna be doing that, certainly. So Condor Egg, you might think with free times would be very amazing, but certainly it's not the actual Condor Egg on the free times. It's just the free mode event payout on free times, which is a different payout. Salvage. Salvage is definitely the better of the two, like, collector free roam events, I would say. Because a lot of people have a pretty good chance of getting pretty good amounts of collectibles. Unlike the other one where you only have like one person that's really going to get much of anything on that Condor Egg. So if you're going to do a collector one, definitely I would say make it salvage. That one would probably be more better for your money anyways, unless you're super lucky with Condor Egg and whatnot. And then for naturalist, there's wild animal tagging and then protect legendary animal. Or that's what they say at least. So I think there's also one where you can like photograph animals for the naturalist as well that they don't seem to mention. And that would be a naturalist free roam event. So I'll make sure to mention that as well. As far as collector, I do think it's only the two, if I recall. But yeah. Wild animal tagging. That's the one where you obviously use your like varmint rifle to get like sedations and stuff on the animals and whatnot. Very good like free roam event to get very particular samples. There can even be legendary animal samples that you can obtain on like rare occasions and stuff. So definitely a very profitable one. Definitely can be. Like aside for the free times and money and XP. So definitely wild animal tagging would probably, I would say, be the most worthwhile one. There is also one called Protect Legendary Animal though. Protect Legendary Animal though, you might get the sample of the legendary animal you protect though, if I recall. So that could maybe be a guaranteed legendary like animal like thing that you can get. So maybe Protect the Legendary Animal could maybe be the recommendation between those two. And then yeah. There's at least one I know they don't mention. And that's like the wildlife like photography one, whatever, where you use like the camera and like advanced camera. I think you take like pictures and stuff, and the game like rates them or something for like the free roam event or something. I'm very positive there's a photography one, but yeah. Even if I'm pretty sure that would be the least of those three most worthwhile ones to do in the naturalist free roam events. So in my opinion, definitely salvage for a collector, and then either wild animal tagging or protect the legendary animal for naturalist. I would say those two are both pretty good. So those are my three recommendations, so be sure to look out on a collector map on your preferred search engine for when that would happen. This best way to go about that. Yeah, the free times payouts themselves will not definitely be that good at all. You're going to get nowhere near the amount of money you can get for the trader and moonshine sales. Definitely, it's just kind of a nice other alternative you can do, I suppose. And yeah, triple XP on these, I don't necessarily think it's going to be that worth it, given you have to go into like separate lobbies and stuff. I mean, you kind of go into a separate lobby, you don't go into like an actual lobby screen, but yeah, it kind of takes you away from the actual free mode itself, is what I mean. So I don't really feel all those amounts are really all that worth it. It's more worth doing the free mode events for the actual contents in the actual free mode events itself, not necessarily for free times, if that makes any sense. And yeah, Gold, Silverano, Blood Money Opportunity will pay out at 2 times the money in gold and in XP. They don't really mention like what exact mission it is. They mention like what you steal and stuff, but they don't really like mention the location per se and that it goes to and whatnot. I've done all 3 blood money opportunities, but it's definitely been a long while, so I wouldn't know the most on that. In my opinion, 2 of the blood money opportunities are pretty decent, and there's one that I'm not a big fan of personally. The one I'm not a big fan of is the one where you have to like go to roads. I think there's like one out roads, and then there's like an interior with like enemies and stuff. Having to like use the shotgun and that, I'm not the biggest fan on that one because you usually like to have like a repeater and like bow typically for my missions and stuff. So you have to like change up your weapon loadout and stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of the one where you go to roads and stuff. So if it's that one, I don't feel it's the greatest per se, but if it's one of those other 2, then I definitely think it's a pretty good one. And yeah, blood money opportunities. Those are the blood money missions where you spend the capitale, so that would be 15, 20, or 25 capitale depending on the difficulty you want. Obviously, the higher the difficulty, the more like money and stuff you will be getting, so you want to be doing those highest difficulty ones possible, but at the same time, that might prevent like assisted aim and stuff like that, so you gotta probably keep that all in mind. But in my opinion, it's definitely going to be one of the huger things going on for the event month, totally. The only annoying thing will be having to earn the capitale for like other blood money stuff. So it might be a bit of work, especially if you don't have that much capitale to spend or whatever. Which is one of the many crazy amounts of currencies in the game and whatnot. I definitely think these 2 are definitely better off than that, but I definitely do think the Sovereign will be better off than your free roam events, because these only happen at certain times and stuff. At least this one you can kind of do whenever you want in some capacity. And then hunt gang hideouts across frontier will get you 4 times XP for your efforts. So basically, the gang hideout free roam event gets you 4 times XP. And yeah, it's like some kind of like red icon you find across the map if they want to spawn for you and whatnot. And yeah, even if you could find something like that in like a collector map on like a preferred like search engine or something, you would still probably have to like deal with the randomness of it even wanting to spawn in the first place. So it's nowhere near a guaranteed thing as well, similar to like your free roam events. As far as I know, you'll have some kind of chance at it. And it's only for XP, not like cash, which is more of the thing that actually matters. And a trader, I definitely remember for trader at least there's some pretty insane amounts of RP you can get. I assume that's the same for Moonshiner. I mean, all those amounts are obviously good in their role roles here, like business kind of roles, are obviously going to be good. Even if I don't remember those exact numbers on top of my head. But in my opinion, the game kind of thing is definitely going to be your weakest opportunity here so far for the event things going on. But yeah, weekly featured series, we got as many XP for taking part in weekly featured series. Okay, so that's another kind of money opportunity here. Current ones seem to feature hostile territory and support of kings. Those seem to be the first ones for the month. This one will cycle every single week, unlike most of the other things that last for the entire month. The new variations of hostile territories per king. When it says new variations, they most definitely don't mean that they released new maps. That just maybe means some of the newer maps are featured. And then, yeah, hardcore team shootouts, hardcore gun rush, and then hardcore most wanted. As well as hardcore and hardcore team shootouts. What? Is there just a straight up hardcore mode, or are they saying like there's hostile territory and sparking hardcore modes as well, or something? But yeah, more details on that later. Every January 9th, feature series includes regular hostile takeover. Oh, never mind, that's a GTA thing. I think hostile takeover VIP work, whatever, but yeah. Featured series will include hostile territory and Sport King for the 9th regular versions. I guess I might as well go over all this stuff here. Alright. But yeah, that's for the third and the 9th hostile territory and Sport Kings. January 10th through January 16th will be hardcore and team shootouts. So that would be January 10th, 16th, hardcore and team shootouts. January 17th to January 23rd will be hardcore gun rush. And finally, January 24th to January 30th will be hardcore most wanted. So basically, if you don't like the rule sets for hardcore, then this is basically your week to be playing featured series if you want to be doing that for any reason. Otherwise, for any of the subsequent weeks, then you'll have some sort of hardcore thing in it. January 10th to the 16th might be half hardcore and then half like regular mode as well, because there's like a regular team shootout, it looks like, on that one. But yeah, hardcore honestly might not be as bad as the regular modes because it prevents people from using consumables. As far as I've heard, people do tend to abuse the consumables and stuff. Can make it kind of like unfun to play some of those like different PvP modes and whatnot. So hardcore can actually be kind of a good thing, aside for not having your like passive ability cards and stuff. I think is something as well with those. But if you like street rules or pretty much anything goes, then definitely this 3rd to the 9th will be your best like set of stuff here for featured series. And yeah, 3 times money XP and nowhere near as good as your trader moonshine sales. Not always going to be all that worthwhile to do. Nothing with gold, unfortunately. If there was like free times on gold, maybe it would be more worth doing, but since you have to go into separate lobbies and stuff, and you just know the gold thing that day, you might as well do the free mode stables again. Would be my recommendation. Okay, but yeah, they actually show all of the months, like, modes on there. So those first two would be, like, week 1, hardcore, and then hardcore team shootouts, and that'll be week 2 again, the hardcore gun rush, week 3, and then finally week 4 will be, like, the hardcore most wanted. I feel like usually they don't reveal the whole month's stuff on the actual, like, benefits section, so that's very nice to see. That they actually put the whole month's thing on the benefits section, not just purely on the news wire. And then, yeah, go into some bonuses and discount stuff here and whatnot. Community outfit that you can claim till the end of the month this time will be by some T Ragnarok XP, it looks like, for the person behind it. I assume it's some Reddit, like, fashion, like, subreddit kind of person that they typically pull from. Yeah, they typically quote off of, like, Reddit fashion, like, subreddit, I think is where they typically get a lot of the outfits. I assume that's someone from that. And yeah, for the list of clothing, you have to literally go on the newswire. I don't know why they can't just jot it down on the benefits section, but yeah. There's not that much on it. They literally could fit it on here, but nope, they didn't want to. For some reason. But anyways, it will be the Porter Jacket Brown. For male, you'll have the everyday shirt, and then for female, you'll have the wide collar shirtwaist, studded pants, and then for male, it's Parson boots, and for female, it's Homestead boots female. Or for female, it's Homestead boots, I mean. There's also limited time clothing stuff that they don't seem to necessarily mention too much either. I already mentioned all the community stuff, but there's also like time limited clothing stuff as well. Local tailors are also carrying the canvas corset, Owen Gila hat, Boyer boots, Prito poncho, and then Porter jacket, very limited time, so that's at least like 5 time limited clothing things there for the entire month. And then there's going to be weekly roll bonuses as well, which will change up every week, just like your featured series. But yeah, maxing out the naturalist roll rank, or gaining 5 naturalist roll levels, will get you offer for 50% off established or distinguished naturalist roll item. So I'll go over those. 50% off the established distinguished naturalist roll item, which I think is like the last 10 ranks. Okay, yeah, there's a wildlife photographer thing indeed, like I mentioned. To establish distinguished, that's your rank 11 and like 20 year. So some of your later stuff here. So for the 50% off offer for established distinguished naturalist roll item, starting off you have the legendary animal pheromones pamphlet. Pamphlet on how to craft legendary animal pheromones, which basically like increases the like detection range or something of like finding legendary animals. But my opinion, it's not really the most helpful thing since you have like legendary animal stocking missions you can do every once in a while. So since there's certain missions you can do every once in a while for legendary animals anyways, not really the most necessary thing, I feel. It's more if you're in a lobby in like free mode for a while and you want to try finding legendary animals. But even in like a normal like detection range or whatever, I assume it should mostly be fine. And yeah, these are probably gonna be pretty costly and stuff. I believe it's like $30 or something at least per legendary animal pheromone. So you might easily get your value back on this one, definitely. With the pamphlet, it'll allow you to craft them instead of buying them, so you can definitely get quite the value. Looks like it has skunk blood, blacktail rabbit blood, and then gray or timber wolf blood. Does look like they're all samples actually, so it should be pretty easy to obtain as long as you know where to spawn. Rabbits are obviously pretty easy to find, same with wolves when you get ambushed by them. The one that's probably the hardest to get there would probably be the skunk, assuming those are all accurate there, obviously, which I assume they would be. Yeah, you can definitely get some nice use on this one if you go out your way to use them, but not the most necessary thing. It's mostly worth getting if you just want to complete your pamphlet collection, personally, I would say. Next will be the unconed balding. 3 gold bars will get like a gold or 2 off, which isn't the biggest deal, but you are saving on the premium currency at least if you do decide to go for it. Complete cosmetic outfit there. Complete cosmetic gauntlet there. Offhand holster. Offhand holster, you might kind of write it off as your typical like clothing accessory. But offhand holster is actually what allows you to dual wield in the game, so you can actually wield 2 sidearms at the same exact time. So if you cannot dual wield yet, it is absolutely possibly worthwhile to obtain this here. Otherwise, if you already have dual wield capabilities, then it's pretty much just a cosmetic like any other cosmetic. So if you don't have dual wield, it's absolutely worth it, otherwise not necessarily. And then established gypsy comms I would not recommend, as I'll show later on. Next here will be 8 gold bars for the Heimst in here. At least this one will save on the premium like gold currency of the game, so this one can definitely be worthwhile in some capacity. Complete cosmetic emote. 10 gold bars on the charms there. You can definitely save a decent bit of premium currency over there. Things are definitely going to be the most worth it for Distinguished too. We'll definitely go to your Gypsy comms though, your latest the Gypsy comms. Pretty much for every role, as you would expect, the ones that you unlock last for the horses will actually be your better stat versions, so there's not really a reason to want to go for these over this here. And this is definitely the one you want here. But yeah. Gypsy Cobs, though, they're not anywhere near your best horse per se. If you want your best like visible stats, I'm pretty sure that goes to some of the later Mustang editions in the game from like Bounty Hunter expansion. And if you want the best like hidden stats, that goes to like the Norfolk Roadsters, which are actually the Moonshiner horses. So they're not some of the better horses per se, but in terms of visible stats or hidden stats, but in terms of like all the horses in the entire game, there's probably still some of the better ones being some of the later like horse editions of the game. Simple legendary animal will get you black and white version of a Sobel hat. Just a cosmetic there. And then, yeah. For the 3rd to the 9th, if you complete the Wildlife Photographer free roam event that actually just popped up for me, funnily enough, not long ago. So completing that Wildlife Photographer thing for the 1st week will actually get you offer for 5 gold bars off the collector's bag. So if you do not have the collector roll, it will actually be 10 gold instead of 15 gold. And your collector is definitely one of the top couple rolls of the game, so if you have not got that yet, it's definitely quite nice. Collector, you can easily find that stuff for the metal detector. Once you get the metal detector collectible, like collector roll is definitely pretty much the best one of the game, or one of the best couple, easily. Since at 15 gold, it'll be 10 gold. So that'll be a 33.3% off discount with that offer. And yeah, there's a lot of other weekly, like, roll bonus things here as well, so I'll have to go over those as well. So for January 10th to January 16th, players who maxed out their collector roll rank, or who gained 5 collector roll levels, will get offered for 40% off established or distinguished collector roll item. Since it's 50 like it was for naturalist, we'll be getting 40 in that case. But it seems to pretty much be the same task, but just for collector. It's called weekly roll bonuses for a reason now. So I'll have to go over some collector stuff now. For completion's sakes of the event week stream here. So established distinguished 40% off offer that you can earn for January 10th to 16th here. Starting off, there will be the cosmetic Wade Water outfit. Next, there will be a lantern here for your horse. The lantern here would definitely obviously be very nice for lighting up areas of your horse. Not necessarily the most useful thing, you can definitely live without a lantern on your horse, definitely, you can definitely live without that, definitely no. But yeah, there are like caves in the game now, so if you like to go in a cave with like your horse, then that can be very useful in that case, but in terms of actually being outside, it's going to be little to no use, I would say. So yeah, it's mostly cosmetic, but it is a pretty useful cosmetic though. Gold bars on the balloonist goggles. Again, the only huge benefit will be saving on the premium currency. So as for that, it's just a cosmetic. Same if it's one. Except it seems here you will not be saving that much anyways. Again, here you will have your offhand holster. But if you already have dual wield capabilities, then it's not really worth it. If you have yet to unlock dual wield though, then definitely very good to go for. Volcanic pistol variant. Be a weapon variant. When you get the weapon variants, it actually prevents you from getting the attachments. So it's either a money saver or it includes the attachments with purchase or something. For like scopes and all that kind of stuff. For applicable like weapons and everything. So because it saves you money or it gives you all the attachments, I feel any weapon variant is definitely very worthwhile to pick up. And yeah. Established version of the Creole horses, which I do not recommend. And yeah, for distinguished, your emote, complete cosmetic outfit, and then at least this one will be in gold bars for the cosmetic expedition hat here. So at least this one will save on a premium currency, so definitely one of the more worthwhile things in Distinguished. Definitely the most worthwhile though for Distinguished would definitely go to your Criollo horses though. Yeah, the Criollo horses, again, like I mentioned, it's mainly your Mustangs from like Bounty Hunter expansion for best visible stats, and then for like the more hidden stats of the games, like the bars that you only see in like certain menus and whatnot. Then that goes over to your like Norfolk Roadsters. So in terms of visible and hidden stats, they're not some of the best per se, but they are still some of the later horse editions, so they can definitely be some of the better ones regardless. So maybe worth one of your 10 like stable slots then. And then collectors who return a complete weekly collection for the 10th to 16th, the Madame Nazar will receive the black and brown version of the Fur and Water coat. Will not be able to go over that weekly collection in the stream because I'm not sure if those get like leaked beforehand or anything. I'm only going to be going for week 1's collection set, but yeah. Kind of go over what you want in a good collection set. I'll go over what you want in a good like weekly collection set now. Want to get to that point. And finally, for the 10th to 16th, collectors interested in becoming a trader can complete the Salvage Collector free roam event. And that will get you offered for 5 gold bars off the Butcher's table, which again will go from 15 to 10 gold, so 33.3% off there. That's all those. And January 17th to January 23rd, that will be if you max out your trader role rank or you gain 5 trader role levels, will get 40% off established or distinguished trader role item as you would expect. So pretty much same like task, but it's reskinned for the trader, and just like collector, also 40% off on those. Pretty offer. Again, it'll be your 11 to 20. And then that will be your Worthington, completely cosmetic outfit there. Your second set of Club Druber horses. So not the best ones again, obviously. Completely cosmetic haircut thing there that you shouldn't really be saving too much on, it looks like. So not going to be all that worthwhile. Large delivery wagon, that will be very good, so you can haul 100 goods, so you can do those maximum trader sales for the maximum benefit on your 2 times going on right now. Definitely no more need to mention anything else, it's very good to get. That will be your offhand holster, again, if you do not have the wield capabilities, and definitely something that could be worthwhile, otherwise not really. Hunting wagon, not the most helpful thing as you would kind of expect. It's not one of your delivery wagons, which are the most necessary thing. But yeah, the delivery wagons are how you make like the money in the sales. Hunting wagon just kind of makes it easier to get certain like pelts over to your like butcher table, especially like larger pelts and stuff like that. Like larger animals can definitely be nice to put in there. Assuming you can do that. And yeah, here's multiple carcasses, hides, and pelts. So again, it's more of a convenience factor, but not the most necessary thing. Something interesting about the hunting wagon I have heard of, though, from what I have heard, it seems if you actually, like, get disconnected in, like, a lobby for any reason, but if you were to somehow get disconnected in a lobby, from what I've heard, apparently you actually keep your stuff in the hunting wagon throughout multiple lobbies. So for some reason you want to like lobby hop and you put stuff in there, you should be able to carry it over from whatever, and so that's the one good use out of your hunting wagon. Aside for that, it's just more of a convenience factor. So it's not the most worthwhile thing, but honestly it definitely has some good purpose nevertheless. But yeah, raw back ring for gold normally. Should save at least a couple gold on that. For the saving on the premium currency. And then yeah, your pump action shotgun variant. Again, getting the variants apparently either gives you all the attachments or it locks out the ability to get all attachments. So either the variant's gonna be like some sort of money saver. It can either be a money saver or it automatically comes with all the attachments, one of the two. And for your distinguished stuff, complete cosmic outfit there, complete cosmic emote there, and then for your one in premium currency here, it will be your brass spectacles. Instead of 5 gold, you probably get another couple gold off for saving on the premium currency. So this one, in terms of cosmetics, will be your most worthwhile here. And yeah, this will be your set of the best possible quadruber horses here on Distinguished. But yeah, again, it's your like Bounty Hunter expansion Mustangs for your best visible stats. And for your best hidden stats, that goes over to Norfolk Roadsters. So it's not necessarily anywhere near your best horse per se, but since there's 10 stable slots in the game, and it's one of the later horse editions of the game, I would imagine, then could definitely be worth one of your like 10 slots pretty easily still regardless. So not the most worthwhile horse, but still something to consider. And yeah. For the rest of the weekly roll bonuses from January 17th to January 23rd in particular, which is trader themed, completing a trader sale for the 17th to 23rd will get you an offer reward for 25 free trader goods, which is enough for a whole small delivery wagon. 25 more trader goods, definitely quite a nice value there if you manage to earn that for completing a trader sale from the 17th to 23rd of January. And then completing the trade route free roam event will get you offer for 5 gold bars off the Moonshiner chat. There's quite some differences to mention with that one there. But yeah, first of all, completing the trade route free roam event, you're only going to be doing that for the offer. It is not going to be on the free times money and XP, because that is a trader free roam event, not collector or naturalist, which is what's going on for the entire month. So if you do that free roam event, you're just doing it for the offer from the 17th to 23rd, essentially. And yeah, 5 gold bars off the Moonshine Shack is actually one of your more expensive rolls, so you're actually getting a better deal on that one. Kind of. Not in terms of percentage, but in terms of like overall like value, kind of. So yeah, 5 gold bars off Moonshine Shack. I'm pretty sure that's 25 gold normally. That would be 20 gold instead for a 20% off discount on your Moonshine Shack. And yeah, you can probably guess what the next thing is going to be, but I'll be going over it anyways for completion's sake. And that will be January 24th to January 30th finally. Players who maxed out Moonshine roll rank or gained 5 Moonshine roll levels will get offer for 40% off a stoppage for distinguished Moonshiner roll item. So I'll go over those. And established distinguished will be your rank 11 and 20. So starting off, that will be a Saboteur monocle. Pretty costly cosmetic there for 8 gold. It seems like it will turn to... It seems you'll get a couple to few gold bars off on that one, so that's definitely a nice cosmetic to save on for the premium currency there. But yeah, so Norfolk Roadsters here, but not your best ones. Complete cosmetic outfit there. Complete cosmetic haircut there, albeit it's in 2 gold bars. So at least you save in the premium currency if you do that one. Polished copper upgrade would definitely be your most worthwhile thing here, I would say. And that will allow you to do your strong moonshine, which will basically let you sell more money worth of moonshine as well. So you definitely want this polished copper upgrade so you can actually take the most advantage possible of your Moonshine Shack for those 2 times money and XP on Moonshine sales. And yeah, the 11's holster will be your offhand holster for a roll. And again, if you do not have dual wield, that will provide dual wield, and if you already have it, it's basically just a cosmetic, pretty sure. So pretty much only very worthwhile if you do not have dual wield. And yeah, complete cosmetic outfit, complete cosmetic emu, and then complete cosmetic cat. All of those are actually in regular money for this one, so you're not getting any gold bar discounts. And the ones that's definitely the most worthwhile here will be your best of the Norfolk Roadster horses for the Moonshine roll. And as I was mentioning earlier, it is actually one of the better sets of horses in the game, actually. Not for your visible stats, but for your more hidden stats. These Norfolk Roadsters are apparently your best hidden stat horses of the game. By hidden stats, I'll show what I mean if I can. I don't think I have a Norfolk Roadster at like max like bondage yet or anything, but yeah, I'll show what I mean regardless. Yeah. That's definitely a collector one. This is... I think that might be a bounty hunter or a naturalist one, definitely. But yeah. When I say it has like the best like hidden stats, I mean the speed and acceleration. By hidden stats, I mean you have to like go into like certain menus in order to see the stats. So I'm not talking about the cores, I'm talking about the ones with like the actual bars on them beneath the cores. So the Norfolk Roadsters, the best of them from what I've heard, is actually your best speed and acceleration horses of the game. So it gives it some definite nice usage for those Norfolk Roadsters, that was on your more valuable horses. And I'm pretty sure that was all I needed to go over there. Alright, yeah. And then to go over the rest for the certain time frame where there's the Moonshiner stuff going on for the week. So again, for January 24th to January 30th, if you destroy 3 revenue agent roadblocks or blockades, that will get you a blue McCrum pants. Those revenue agent roadblocks, like blockade things there, those are like those free mid events where you have like the revenue agents that are in a certain area of the map. But yeah, the revenue agent blockades. If you destroy 3 of those, you'll get a little cosmetic item. And then, yeah. Finally, for January 24th to January 30th, completing 2 free roam this week. 2 free roam this week, what? I don't know what it means, but whatever. I think they meant to say something else. Sounds like completing any 2 free roam events, I assume, going off of the other ones. Doesn't seem like it has to be a Moonshiner, like, free roam event, even. It seems it can be any free roam event for the complete 2 free roam events this week. Will get you offer for 5 gold bars off the Bounty Hunter license. Now, when it says Bounty Hunter license, it must mean the regular Bounty Hunter license, I assume, and not your prestigious one. So if you have not been a bounty hunter at all in terms of not rolled, then that's what basically applies. So instead of 15 gold, you'll get the regular bounty hunter license for 10 gold. So again, that will be your 33.3% off discount, just like with the trader, 5 gold bars off, and then your collector, 5 gold bars off. So if you do the 2 free roam events, I assume, since they forgot to mention the third word, for January 24th to January 30th, that'll get you offer for 5 gold bars off the bounty hunter license. Again, it should bring it from 15 to 10, and that should be your regular license, and not the prestigious one. And yeah, Bounty Hunter is definitely one of your better roles. I do think the 5 gold bars off Bounty Hunter license is one of your better things. For the like weekly roll bonuses, for those that have yet to earn the roll. And then there's some month-long incentives as well. Doesn't look like they mentioned it anywhere, but I suppose it will go best here since it's kind of bunched in with the weekly roll bonuses. So these ones will be monthly. So from January 3rd to January 30th, logging in will get you rewards for weight gain and weight loss tonics, and then also 25 capitale. So weight gain, weight loss tonics, if you want to change your weight within a pinch, basically, in a pinch. And then 25 capitale, that will be any difficulty of the opportunity that I mentioned earlier. So yeah. Using 25 capitale on the opportunity will get you the highest difficulty, so you basically get 1 free opportunity of any difficulty with 25 capitale. So definitely very nice on the last one. For the login rewards, Completing any clearinghouse crime will get you the Inglet Scarf and Blue for a complete cosmetic there. But yeah, the clearinghouse crime, those are like those basic like blood money missions, basic blood money missions, not the free part ones and not the opportunities, but you're like one mission that you do or whatever. From what it sounds like. And yeah, last month long incentive for the weekly roll bonus, January 3rd to January 30th. Completing a legendary bounty this month will get you a gold bar. We'll get you a gold bar and then a free Civil War battlefield treasure map. That's actually very good, actually. One gold bar, that's basically $25 in gold. One gold bar equals $25 essentially. So you can get some okay money there. And then the Civil War battlefield treasure map. Treasure maps get you even more gold, like treasure maps get you even more gold. It can get you up to like high 1 point something gold, I think up to. So you can essentially get a couple gold bars from the treasure map into one gold bar. And you can also get like a couple $100 around there at most, like 100, like 200 around there for dollars, I think. So yeah, complete a legendary bounty this month for gold and then cash essentially, and definitely quite nice. And yeah, that would be a one-time thing. And yeah, that was a lot of weekly. That was a lot of weekly roll stuff to mention. On to discount stuff now. Discounts on roll items and more. This month, you can find 30% off all roll items. 30% off all roll outfits. Okay, yeah, 30% off all roll outfits as well as novice and promising roll items, 30% off. So I guess I basically have to go over every single entire roll for the novice and promising, including ones that weren't covered previously. So that'll be your ranks 1 through 10. So I'll start off with Bounty Hunter. Novice Promising Bounty Hunter here for 30% off. Your Viper Buckle will be 2 gold. So I'll save a little bit on the gold in there. Your Schofield Revolver variant should be 30% off. We have 30% off of this. Again, it locks out the ability to get like all attachments, or either it locks out the ability to get attachments or it provides all the attachments with purchase. So in a sense, it's a money saver, so definitely kind of nice. Your Worst of the Breton Horses. Delgado Saddle. You do want to look at your saddles in terms of stats, so it could be kind of worth it because it does add statistical benefit. So it depends on the stats if it's good or not. Complete cosmic outfit here. Complete cosmic gunbelt there. And then your reinforced lasso will definitely be one of your couple better things in addition to weapon variant in the saddle. Reinforced lasso is an absolute must when it comes to the bounty hunter. Especially for player bounties. If you do any player bounties, which I don't really recommend, then the reinforced lasso is definitely a must there. When it comes to NPCs, it's not the most needed thing, but it definitely helps a lot when it comes to the NPCs as well, so totally recommend getting that. And yeah, tracking arrow pamphlet. That'll be a pamphlet on how to craft tracking arrows. Again, I would say the main incentive is just to collect all of the pamphlets if you want to collect all of them. But yeah, tracking arrows themselves, I don't really feel is the most worthwhile thing. Personally, me, when it comes to bounty hunting, I feel it's more of a waste of time to use a tracking arrow than it is just use Eagle Eye and then track the bounty targets. I feel the range on the Eagle Eye with the tracking the targets as it is normally, I think it's good enough alone, so I don't think it's the most necessary thing. As far as I know, they just let you track targets further away. It's not the greatest thing, really. So it's only really good for collecting all the pamphlets and collecting all the different ammo types being craftable and everything. You cannot buy these though, so if you do want tracking arrows, you pretty much have to craft them as far as I know. Or aside for that, they give them out on certain occasions and login rewards and stuff. So it's a pretty exclusive ammo type, so it's kind of worthwhile to have just for the exclusivity. Another weapon variant that will lock out your ability to get all attachments, or it comes with all the attachments, essentially being a money saver. Bounty Hunter Camp Theme. Your camp themes are just completely cosmetic. Pretty expensive cosmetic, but it is just cosmetic now, so not a huge recommendation aside for the huge savings essentially. That'd be one of your huger savings you can have for money there. That's the only positive I would say there. And then yeah, complete cosmetic cure and free gold bars. So I'll save a little bit on premium currency there at least. And then complete cosmetic item there. Or clothing there, outfit. Now for the rest of the natural stuff, or novice promising. Starting off, you'll have your Foxmore saddle. And again, it will all depend on your stats and stuff. If you think the stats are gonna be good or whatever. Being one of the later saddle editions, I do feel it can be one of the more statistically useful saddles of the game. But again, you definitely want to look at those stats, see if it's worth it or not. Complete cosmetic gun belt there. The worst with Gypsy Cobbs. Sedative armored cartridge pamphlet. And yeah, honestly, I feel just one of the most useless pamphlets of the game. For one, you can just buy the ammo when it comes to Harriet. You can actually buy ammo directly from Harriet, which I do think is more convenient than using the ingredients typically. Because you're just gonna have to keep collecting ingredients, and how much does having to make a whole 14 rounds or something? And yet you can buy them from Harriet, I think for less than $1, only around $1 or something, so it's not that great. You only really want to collect all of the pamphlets, I would say. You're probably not actually going to really be using it when you can buy it pretty cheap already for the cartridges themselves. We have $410 worth of cartridges. That's a lot. So you're going to have to use them a fuck ton to get even great usage on them at all for the pamphlet here, if you get good use of the pamphlet. That's going to be a lot of different ones you're going to have to craft to make it worthwhile. So I would only do it to collect all the pamphlets. Complete cosmetic outfit there, and then complete cosmetic headband there. At least this one's in gold though, so you will save on the premium currency though. And yeah, missing here for Naturalist. Animal Reviver pamphlet. Definitely much better off, I would say, than this one here. But again, you can just buy them from Harriet anyways. For Harriet, you just buy them for like $5 per Animal Reviver. So if you already want to buy them, it's just $5 per Animal Reviver, which isn't much at all. So yeah. Trying to think of how many that would take to get your value for $385 there. Let's see, 5, 10, that would be 50, of course. I think you would have to make like 78 to get your money's worth on the Animal Revivers. 78 is a fuck ton of Animal Revivers. And yet a penalty for not using the Animal Reviver is very little. You get a tiny bit of Naturalist roll XP, which can be nice early on, but once you have to roll the maxed out, it's kind of pointless anyways. And yeah, the penalty's not that great. It's only like having to wait like a couple of few minutes at most on like being able to use like Harriet's like services again, essentially. So yeah, definitely much better off than the Varmint one again. Because at least it's like $5 and not like $1, maybe even less or something per thing. But again, you gotta use those a lot to get good usage out of them. So yeah, I would only get it to collect the pamphlet then. Instead, gloves, complete cosmetic there, complete cosmetic outfit there. Again, the Varmint Rifle variant will be variants either lock out the ability to get attachments, or it comes with all the attachments, so technically a money saver more than anything else, so that could be nice. Blending tonic, definitely more expensive than your Animal Reviver, so you can definitely get better use out of this one. But yeah, blending tonics basically reduces your detection, and you only really need reduced detection for very certain animal types that tend to run away from you, so stuff like deers and stuff like that, and even then, even without a blending tonic, you can still sedate those pretty easily anyways. So it's hard to say really that you would really need this all that much, I would say, to be honest. Like, you have to be like the biggest like naturalist, like fanatic in the world, I feel, on this game that really use them all that much for like $360, $370 worth of blending tonics. But yeah, I definitely only recommend it if you want to collect all the pamphlets again, but it is definitely more valuable than the other two, I would say. And then the wilderness camp. Wilderness camp, that'll be temporary camp where you can rest, craft, and cook. There's something I want to show with the wilderness camp as well that they added later on though, which makes it absolutely worthwhile though. Might need to get out of Santini here real quick though, to show it though. But yeah, it was slightly useful when it first came out, but it got significantly buffed later on. So I want to try to show it off if I can. Just gotta get out of Santini as far as I know how to use it now. Oh my god, I don't care for this shit, okay? Fucking game. But yeah, that's that like blockade theme that I was mentioning earlier. For the weekly roll bonuses for a very certain week. But if you destroy Frida's, I mean, you just get some cosmetic item thing, not the most worthwhile to do that task. I can't use that because of a stupid thing here. I don't know, honestly, I'm done with them. But yeah. Anyways, what I wanted to show with the wilderness camp. Later on, they added the ability to fast travel with the wilderness camp if you have a very certain pamphlet. And at first they had it for like an outlaw pass, so I think eventually they made it available to purchase for those that did not get the certain outlaw pass where you could do fast travel. Nevertheless, if you have the pamphlet for fast travel, you can actually use it for instant fast travel. They can like spawn on your character, which is quite nice. So I literally just spawned it for like the wheel there. But yeah, the like utility wheel, whatever the hell there. Item wheel there, I literally was able to pull that up from there, and you basically have instant fast travel if you have a certain pamphlet, which then allows you to move to like certain places of the map within an instant. Very, very useful if you want to get the point A to point B real damn quick in certain scenarios. One of the hugest uses I can think of for that would be you can spawn to your camp. I mean, that actually would use the wilderness. I mean, there's actually a separate fast travel for the camp, so I don't really mean that. Let's say you choose one of these like location ones down here. You can choose the location thing, which doesn't guarantee you much of a spawn location. It puts you in 1 to 5 different regions. Not much of a very particular place in a region. It kind of puts you randomly in a different region, if I recall. If you do that, if you choose one of those, you can just then do the camp, and then you can choose a more particular area. Not sure the camp is more beneficial for something like that, but that can still be very effective. Wilderness camp is definitely more useful, I would say, if you're in the lobby for a long time. Whereas the camp fast travel is more useful, like when you first get into a lobby, if that makes sense. That's a very good use there. That's definitely a good reason to get the wilderness camp there. So high recommendation there if you have the pamphlet. If you don't have the pamphlet, then buy it though. It's totally worth it though. And yeah. Trying to think here. Trying to see if there's any like challenges I can show much here. Since it's good for certain challenges as well. But yeah, as you can see, there's certain like natural challenges and stuff where you're instructed to like craft and whatnot. So your wilderness camp can be very efficient for doing certain daily challenges as well, for getting gold bars, and for keeping up your streak easily and whatnot, so that's another good use for your wilderness camp. So those are 2 best uses for your wilderness camp. Essentially, last but not least, complete cosmetic, like, buckle there. But at least you'll save on the premium currency here, for the gold bars. So that's something. Novice promising Moonshiner now. Starting off will be your Toxic Moonshine pamphlet. We have Toxic Moonshine. We have Toxic Moonshine. We have Toxic Moonshine there. I'm pretty sure you can just buy Toxic Moonshines. It's not the most worthwhile pamphlet since you can buy it. I'm pretty sure if you would like Maggie Fight at the Moonshine Shack. So as long as you go to your Moonshine Shack, I think you can just buy the Toxic Moonshine. So it's not the most worthwhile pamphlet. It doesn't give you anything like super exclusive per se, like the Tracking Arrows, for example. For example, with the Bounty Hunter. But yeah. Toxic Moonshine, I think, is like a throwable weapon or something like that. But yeah, I don't know, Toxic Moonshine might basically be like the tear gas of this game from like GTA Online, like the tear gas, it might be something like that. Which in my opinion would not be the most useful thing, so I don't think it's the most useful thing, so I would say mainly just get it for collecting all the pamphlets again. But nevertheless, definitely one of the most worthwhile things in terms of like the amount of savings and everything. Next will be complete cosmetic gloves, but at least they're in the premium currency, so we'll save on that at least. Complete cosmetic gun belt. Worst of Norfolk Roadsters. Bar expansion. Bar expansion, that will get you the basement for your Moonshine Shack. But yeah, I think you need it in order to drink your moonshine, so like for example, that would be good for the Drink on Strong Moonshine Challenge here. So you actually need the bar for that, I'm pretty sure. And then yeah, your band expansion requires the bar expansion, so that bar expansion is pretty crucial to have for certain daily challenges to complete. So definitely a high recommendation to get the bar expansion for certain easy daily challenges, similar to your wilderness camp. And that alone makes it very good in that own. Again, Ivor Saddle, that will all depend on your stats. Being one of the later saddle editions of the game, I definitely feel it could have some of the better stats. We definitely look at those before purchasing for the stats. Complete cosmic outfit there. For promising here, you will have your Darrow Buckle, complete cosmetic item there, but at least we'll save on gold bars. Flammable Moonshine. I think it's basically like the Molotov like cocktail of this game from like GTA Online. It's like the Molotov cocktail. I think it's something similar to that. Or it could be like a jerry can. It says you pour actually, so it might be more like the jerry can from GTA Online. And yeah, that would not necessarily be all that useful. It's only like $14 though, so not the biggest thing really, but yeah. Next will be your Son-Off Shotgun variant. Just like the other variants, it either like prevents the ability to get attachments or it like gives you all the attachments with purchase or something. So in a sense, it's mainly a money saver in addition to just being a cosmetic. Completely cosmetic hip flask here, whatever the hell all that even is. So at least we'll save on the premium currency. Band expansion again. As I showed earlier, there's the daily challenge with like the band expansion where you have to play with it for 2 minutes. So owning that band expansion can make for some easy roll daily challenges for the Moonshiner roll. Condenser upgrade. I think you definitely need the condenser upgrade to get the higher up polished copper upgrade. But yeah, I would only get it because you need it for the last upgrade. It's not like GTA 9 where you have like the Speedo custom that comes with your nightclub and you can buy the mule custom and the pounder custom. Like in that game you don't have to buy the mule custom to be able to get the pounder custom. But when it comes to Red Dead Online, they make you actually get the earlier stuff as far as I've heard, and get the better stuff. So in that case, it is indeed worth to get the condenser upgrade, even if you don't plan on doing smaller sales. So it is very worthwhile to get. And yeah, I can play Cosmic Elephant there. Next will be your trader. For 30% off, not as promising roll items for trader here. So starting off, I'll be your Fletcher saddle. Again, saddle, look at those stats if you want those statistics and stuff for your horse. Being one of the later saddle editions, I do feel like it'd be one of the better saddles in the game, so it could be something worth considering. Complete Cosmic Outfit there. Stew pot. Stew pot will allow you to boost your cores if you're in a lobby for a really long time to keep your character nice and healthy. But honestly, if you super care for your stats, I would probably just recommend just going to a new lobby to have fresh stats in a new lobby instead of bothering with your stew pot in that regard. But yeah, I don't have a challenge for that right now, but there are actually certain easy daily challenges as well with the stew pot where you're just instructed to use the stew pot or something. So it's nice for easy trade or roll challenges to complete though if you get the stew pot though. So that could be something nice. So it's not mostly useful. It's not the most useful thing, but it's definitely nice for certain daily challenges, like certain roll challenges of the game. So that's for that alone, I would probably recommend getting it. Yeah. Play Cosmic Gun Belt. The worst of the quadruple horses. Filigree Buckle. At least this one's in gold bars, so we'll see what's the lightest on your premium currency here. And yeah, the hammer. Hammer will just be another melee weapon. It's not going to be the greatest thing, obviously it's a melee weapon, so it's very limited in terms of its usage. It's not a throwable, it's just a straight up melee weapon, I'm pretty sure, so I don't think you can throw it or anything for range or anything, so it's going to be very useless there. Promising, and finally promising here. Quick cosmetic Thunderland outfit there. Medium delivery wagon for your 50 goods. Again. And Red Dead Online, they do make you own the smaller wagons to build up to the bigger wagons, so because you have to kind of own the 50 good wagon, that's a high recommendation there. Unfortunately, they do make you get the cheaper, less faster stable wagons to build up to the higher ones. Weapon locker. Weapon locker is more of a convenience thing if you don't want to hold all your different weapons at once. If you can live with all your weapons at once like I can, then it's not the biggest deal, but if you want your weapon wheel less cluttered, then it's definitely quite nice. We had Tapscott gloves, complete cosmetic there. Completely cosmetic. Lance knife. Looks like it's another melee weapon for the traders. This one's actually in gold bars, at least we'll save on the gold bars. Besides for that, you're not gonna get too much use out of it, most likely just your hammer. So it's only really to collect all the weapons, I would say. There's the hammer is, and then your trader camp theme. Again, that will be just a complete cosmetic there. But the camp themes are $900, so you can definitely get some nice savings regardless, but I don't really recommend it nevertheless. And it looks like last but not least, will be 30% off not as promising roll items for the collector roll. So starting off, that will be your Pennington Field Shovel. Very essential thing here, as I mentioned, that will allow you to get the underground collectibles. Which the underground collectibles tends to be your most useful collectibles of the game in terms of value. And it's part of what makes a collector one of the most useful roles of the entire game. Because using that in tandem to your metal detector anytime you're not in a combat situation can definitely get you a whole bunch of money over time, even without the use of a collector map on your preferred, even without a collector map on your preferred search engine such as Google. Complete cosmetic outfit here will be next with the Wentworth. And then next here is McKinney saddle. Again, the saddles do have statistical benefits, it all depends on the stats. Probably be one of the later saddle editions of the game. It could probably be one of your better saddles, I wouldn't doubt it. It could be very worthwhile, depending on the stats. Your worst of the Creole horses. Complete cosmetic gun belt there. Complete cosmetic Voyager buckle here. This one at least is in gold bars though, so at least we'll save on the premium currency though. And then a Lancaster repeater variant, like all your other weapon variants, that either locks out the ability to buy attachments or it comes with all the attachments, essentially being a money saver in some capacity. So it could be nice in that regard. And then collector saddlebag. Collector saddlebag, I'm actually not too sure if it does anything, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's actually just a cosmetic or if it actually does something for you. Just in case, maybe it could be something worth picking up. It's not all that expensive anyways. Especially with how dead this game has been, with little to nothing to buy of recent years, really, so might as well. But yeah, I don't know, I could see it doing something pretty significant, I don't know, I forget if it's a cosmetic or not, a pure cosmetic or not. But yeah, completely cosmetic compass here, but at least it's in gold bars, so let's save on premium currency. Complete cosmetic outfit there. Refined binoculars. You may think, looking at it with the crazy price tag on it, and because it's binoculars and stuff, you would think it would be very useful. But yeah, dig sights. When it says dig sights, I'm pretty sure it means those visible dig sights. The visible dig sights is the That's the little like dirt mounds you can see in the like overworld. It's not like the underground collectibles per se. It's partly an above ground collectible. It's kind of half above ground, half underground. There's not really that many of them from my experience. And even if there is, there's better stuff that you find purely underground anyways. It's better to equip the metal detector over the binoculars. You cannot equip both at the same time. Therefore, I feel the binoculars is a waste. I would only get it for the sake of collecting it. I wouldn't really get it in the sake of actually hoping to get much use out of it, though. But you don't really get the greatest use out of it. Typically. Yeah, next will be your Aquila machete. 4 gold bars. So at least you'll save a little bit on the gold there. At least you'll save on the premium currency there. But yeah, it'll just be a reskin of the regular machete of the game. I think there's a regular machete of the game, so it's basically just another like machete, like reskin. Melee weapons, you're not gonna get that much use out of it. Metal detector. Again, the field shovel and the metal detector, that combination basically gives you your best capabilities for the collector roll. Those two things is what makes it basically the best roll for making money in the entire game. So definitely get the metal detector. Because again, if you're not in combat at all, you should basically be using the metal. You should basically use the metal detector anytime you're not in combat. And last but not least will be your collector camp theme. And again, just a pure cosmetic. Just a very expensive pure cosmetic. The only good thing is you save on a huge cost. Besides for that, it's just pure cosmetic, so not too worth bothering with. Seems to finally conclude on that now. For 30% off. For 30% off all novice processing and roll items. So hopefully that gives good ideas on what's worth it and what's not for each roll. And yeah, gotta visit the newswire for the full list, of course. But I'll go over all of it. But yeah. Your Moonshine Shack upgrades will be 30% off. So that's probably stuff like your polished copper, condensed like copper upgrades and whatever. So even the more expensive copper upgrade, whatever, even if you don't have like the 40% off offer thing for that 1 week, you can probably still get that for 30% off. I assume that's what it means if Moonshine Shack upgrades. Maybe stuff like your bar and band expansion that I already went into like the 30% off and I was promising anyways. So there's definitely some nice upgrades you can definitely get for your Moonshine Shack that should be 30% off. All roll outfits and not as promising roll items, those have all pretty much been covered. Moonshine Moonshine bar photographs look like they'll be 50% off. But yeah, Moonshiner bar photographs will be 50% off. I think those actually cost in gold bars, so I think we'll get some good savings on those. I think you actually have to spend gold bars on those. I could be wrong. Either way, 50% off. Complete cosmetics isn't really the greatest thing, but if it is indeed gold bars, then that's pretty good for the premium currency at least. That wilderness camp will be 40% off. But yeah, Novice Promising is 30% off. It looks like we'll get an extra 10% off that Wilderness Camp, which I think was in the Promising for Naturalist. Your Hunting Wagon will be 30% off from the Trader, as I showed earlier. That was actually established. So essentially, even if you don't have like the 40% off like offer thing for like the Trader role, they can earn in with like the weeks for the roll stuff you can get. Seems your hunting wagon will be offered a whole month for 30% off. Again, not the most useful thing, but definitely pretty nice. Shotguns will be 40% off. Not bows. Accidentally went down one more. But yeah, shotgun, there's a rare shotgun, stun shotgun. Yeah, 40% off shotguns, there's a rare shotgun, stun shotgun. Double barrel pump shotgun. Semi-auto shotgun. Repeating shotgun, and that seems to be it actually. Shake throw gun there. But yeah. Rare shotgun will obviously just be nice for the rarity. That's basically just a reskin as far as I know. Sauna shotgun can actually be nice since you can dual wield the Sauna shotgun, so it's a very unique shotgun. So Sauna shotgun's definitely one of my higher recommendations for 40% off shotguns there. So if you want to dual wield there, you can get like double the savings, which is nice. And yeah, dual wield gives it more capabilities. It's the one sidearm shotgun in the game. It's a very unique utility and whatnot there. And I assume some of your better shotguns will probably go to semi-auto, and then the repeating shotgun I assume would probably be some of your better ones. That's like 3 to 4 at most good shotgun recommendations there. If you don't super care to own the whole entire catalog there for 40% off the shotguns. There'll be some good pan-foot discounts by the way. Not by the time, but by the way, yeah. Sorry, I've been talking a lot of the stream, so I'm not the most good at talking right now. But yeah. All pan-foots will be 30% off. So any sort of pan-foot will have a 30% off discount. That's whether it's tied to a roll or not. So even any of the regular pan-foots have events should be 30% off, so there's definitely some quite nice ones. So definitely a bunch of really good ones there. Like, yeah, there's very certain, like, ammos that you can only get through pamphlets. But yeah, like, dynamite arrows, all kinds of different, like, explosive ammo and stuff, I think you can only pretty much get through pamphlets, because if you can just get explosive ammo regularly in the game, that would be overpowered. But yeah, all them different ammo pamphlets and stuff, there's definitely a bunch of really good pamphlets that you can earn. Pamphlets aren't necessarily the most used thing, but being able to collect them all and having like access to all the different ammos in the game, definitely very nice. Getting 30% off of those very welcome, since there's some of the more expensive stuff in the game. Trust me, I would know. I actually bought all the different pamphlets in the game. I actually did. Some more horse discounts here. These will be more regular horses though, more unlike the ones from earlier though. But yeah, your Missouri Foxtrotter horses here will be 40% off. So I'll try to compare them kind of. Okay, all kind of look to have the same stats, whether it costs gold or not. I'm not seeing any sort of stat difference here. The gender wouldn't matter, certainly. So, looks like it has a stamina of 6 and like a health of 5. Level 0 and level 1 are the same, so that means it goes up like 3 more at most. So it looks like they max out on like 9 stamina and then like 8 health for the visible stats, and then more hidden stats. Like I said, not the top tier ones that goes to the Norfolk Roadsters. You're not even getting the best like visible stats possible, so I don't really feel it's the most worthwhile. And yeah, some of those like roll ones, like I said, would probably be some of the better horses, being some of the later horse editions. So it's something, but I don't know if it's anywhere near the greatest like horse discount in the game. And yeah, Norfolk Roadsters have discounts to them kind of in different circumstances. Whether it's like an actual discount for the month or if it's through like an offer. So you might as well go like the best of those Norfolk Roadsters anyways to actually get a good horse. Okay, there's Criollo horses on discount. That's a roll horse though, I believe. I mean, that's like the collector horse or something. I think it's one of those roll ones again, which would have already been covered, just making sure now. This one was Breton, right? I think so. Yeah. Alright, yeah. Creole horses, 30% off. That's the collector horses. And yeah, that will be for the entire month, 30% off. Not just through offers and whatnot. And yeah. Completely cosmetic discount. Not yet been covered here. Your vests will be 40% off. So a bit of cosmetics you can get there for a discount. And that should cover every single discount, whether it's an offer or a more permanent discount. lot of role stuff that went on, so I didn't talk a lot of this on the stream, that's for sure. And yeah, Prime Gaming. This time around for Prime Gaming benefits, you have until February 6th.
Nice to see you again, sir.
Hello.
So long. Remember, train's always running.
sure why I got this, but cool. For Bounty Hunter Experience Award, let's go. I'll take it. Alright. 1,804 out of 10,000. Guess somebody's in my way right now, so I guess I'll do one of these things here, but I don't know if it's active right now, but whatever. I'm just in my way right now. Let's go why I want to flounder. Okay. Yeah, that was really dumb. It's really angsty right now. Ugh. Caribbean rum, antique alcohol bottle. I'm just not gonna go. My first one currently. I don't. I didn't realize there was another one there. Yeah. Times indicator there. As shown earlier. Times indicator here. be doing that. I think they forgot to remove it or something. I don't know why it says 2 times. I think they forgot to remove it from before or something. Because I haven't seen a scene even a reason. Of course, people still in my fucking way. God damn it.
Hello there. Now, where was I?
Damn. Hey, god damn it. Hey, god damn it, fuck though. So pissed I haven't lived in a fucking house if I connected out the fucking bathroom and shit. Seriously, my rooms are literally like a small hallway away from another fucking room. I'm barely away from another fucking room, which usually happens, I feel. But then there's a fucking whole fucking goddamn fucking bathroom between my room and another fucking room. Whole fucking bathroom between my room and another fucking room. It's really fucking irritating. Then it's like it got me quiet when the person's in the fucking bathroom overly fucking much. This goddamn brother, big brother uses fucking bathroom way more than a normal fucking person, goddamn it. Yeah, sorry for the wait there. Someone was just really in my fucking way earlier. Now it's fun over now. So I can start talking more here. I'm trying to see if there's anything else not mentioned on the benefits section. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure everything's been covered aside for like weekly collection at this point. But we got the one thing at least to cover still. Alright, yeah. Just a weekly collection from here, it looks like. God, I almost made it under 2 hours, but there's so many damn discounts to talk about, and someone was in my fucking way, so that's what happens. For the progress roll, collector's bag. Okay, but yeah. The week 1 weekly collection is the Briefweight Bell. Got one free. Currently, as of when I'm streaming, and there's 3 days, 18 hours for 6 months left. Collection value will be $85. Probably a pretty average collection value, maybe above average at best. Not like the ones with some with like free coins. There's some with like free coins that can get into like early $100. But yeah, average to above average collection value definitely perhaps. Includes a boxed comb, Blakely miniature necklace, and then Josephine pearl earrings. And yeah, my opinion, this weekly collection not really the greatest in terms of like the stuff that's to get collected. Boxwood comb, I think it's an above ground collectible. And yeah, lost jewelry. Those are partially randomized, so they can be above ground or like underground, as far as I know. But yeah. Boxwood comb, I think this is an above ground collectible, so it's probably going to be your easiest to the free to get, and that's why I have it. As for the lost necklace and lost jewelry necklace and earring there, lost jewelry, from what I have heard, is partially randomized if you go on like your preferred like search engines. Just if you go on your preferred search engines, such as Google, and then go on like some sort of collector map, as I've been mentioning for like the free mode events and stuff, or those purple free roam events. According to certain collector maps, are partially randomized. Which, yeah, what I think that means is sometimes they can be above ground, other times they'll be underground. So if they have an above ground location any day, it should be pretty easy if they have an above ground location any day of the week. Otherwise, then you'll have to deal with luck if it's underground. Otherwise, if it's like underground for like a certain day, then you have to deal with the randomness and like the luck and everything. So 1's a pretty easy collectible, and 2 I'm getting kind of annoying. But not as annoying as like an arrowhead, or not as annoying as like an arrowhead, a coin, or like a fossil, which are the fully underground collectibles pretty much. So not the most worthwhile to bother with. Hopefully there's a better collection set at some point for the entire month. Right now it's populating, okay. And yeah. Again, completing the weekly collection from the 10th to 16th again will get you that black and brown version of the Fernwater coup. Black and brown version of Fernwater coup for January 10th to 16th on that weekly collection. So the weekly clock in terms of like the other reward that could maybe be most worth doing would be the one for next week. Whatever. But the one that can be most worth completing in terms of our reward will be the one for next week, January 10th to 16th for that black, brown, fern water coat. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's ways to check like upcoming sets or not, because I don't really cover anything aside from like the one set anyways. But yeah, hopefully there's other better sets that have more like pure above ground collectibles. I feel like the ones that tend to be most worth doing. But still, it's nowhere near the worst collector set, so it's definitely one to slightly go for. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this stream. GTA Online actually got like a typical event week stream, or a typical event week. So GTA Online didn't even get a new vehicle or anything apparently, so it's just an event for GTA Online as well. Which is quite unfortunate given how early it is in the DLC, not even a month yet, and they're doing just an event week, not in addition. So yeah, I'll reluctantly be doing the GTA Online event week stream, maybe for Monday since I didn't do anything too significant with it, from what I've heard. Starting point I have currently, maybe sometime this year I bring back more like video stuff, maybe do more video stuff, I don't know. So I didn't really do much videos last year. Because Rockstar really didn't do a great job in terms of trilogy, and then they abandoned Reddit Online pretty much. So I started using measly events. So I just haven't really been wanting to make content lately, really. So that explains the lack of videos in the last year. So that's for news videos, basically. Maybe I'll change that this year, though. I don't know. Maybe I'll do more vehicle reviews and stuff eventually. And that's finally gonna be it for this stream here. I hope you enjoyed.